After starting the service software, first select whether you want to connect to an EWR2 or an EWR2 net. These settings simplify the handling of the service software to show the relevant setting options of the respective devices. After selecting a device, you are prompted to the home screen. At the top, you can see the information window, where your login information is available. At the beginning, the lowest level user is displayed in the login area because the service software always starts in the lowest user level. In the user level, you can see some measurement values, but you cannot change them. In addition, not all functions are available. If you want to change the user level, click User Login. There, you can access the different user levels. Other user levels include the setter. The setter sees all values and can change all values. To log in as a setter, you must enter a password. The default password is BINVISU, spelled capital B, lowercase I, lowercase n, capital V, lowercase I, lowercase s, lowercase u. In addition, there is the service access, which is only available to ABICOR BINZEL service employees. If you want to connect the service software to a device, there are two options. Option 1 is to use the serial cable between the jack connector on the device and the USB socket on your computer. To utilize option 1, insert the jack plug into the jack socket on the device and the USB plug into the USB port on your computer. You will need to install two drivers before using it. These are located in the storage folder of the service software. If you are logged in as an installer, you must now set the Correct Comport in the Settings, Software, Connections menu area, which connects the service software to the EWR2. To find out which is the correct Comport, please refer to the device manager of your computer. There you will see the different connections. Here's the USB to serial port. In this example, it is COM15. You must now select COM15 in the service software. To do this, use the up and down buttons. Now the COM15 is set. Click on Serial in the home screen to establish a connection between the service software and the EWR2. If you want to disconnect, click Serial again. Option 2 for connecting the service software to a device is the Ethernet interface. To utilize option 2, plug the network plug of an Ethernet cable into the Ethernet port of the EWR2 and the other network plug into your computer. In order to connect, you must change the IP address of the computer to the IP address of the EWR2. To complete this procedure, open your computer's Network and Sharing Center, click Properties, open Internet Protocol version 4, click Properties again, and then click Use the following IP address. Now enter the first 3 digits of the IP address of the EWR2 you want to connect to. The 4th digit must be different from that of the EWR2. The subnet mask fills automatically. After setting the IP address of the computer port, set the service software to connect via Ethernet. Click Settings, then Software, then Connections. Here in the middle under IP address, you now must specify the identical IP address of the device. This IP address must be identical to that of the EWR2. When you have entered the IP address, confirm with the Enter key on your keyboard or click on Enter on the display screen. If desired, you can enter all numbers or letters using either the software keyboard or the hardware keyboard on your computer. After the setting, return to the home screen and connect the service software via the Ethernet button to the EWR2. You will see that the status of the EWR2 is displayed and that the service software is connected to the EWR2. You have the option to set the EWR2 with the service software. Therefore, it is necessary to be connected to the EWR2. To connect, click on Settings and then on EWR. Now you can set the basic volume flow. Either click up and down or press directly on the specified number and enter the desired value. Confirm the value by pressing Enter. You can also change the dynamic pressure with the up and down keys or by directly entering the value. Confirm again with Enter. With the service software, you can also configure the gas type. There are two special features with the service software. You can rename gases and switch them to visible or invisible. By making gases invisible, you will no longer see them in the device list. This feature is useful if you always use the same gas mix. You can also change the gas factor. You have now created a new gas. As soon as you press the Home button, all entered parameters are saved. You can also use the service software to change the device password. This is possible from the user level setup. With the service software, you can select the shunt type that is connected to the EWR2. Shunt types are either 150, 300, or 500 amp. This selection displays a real current value for the status. The status window shows the status of the device. The color of the circle shown here corresponds to the LED color on the EWR2. Green means that the device is switched on and there is no error. Blinking green and orange means that the device is turned on, but there is an error. Red means that the device is in bypass mode. A blinking red-orange indicates that the device is in bypass and there is an error. In the status window, you can see different device information. Among other things, the gas inlet pressure in the device, the gas outlet pressure on the outlet side of the device, the welding current, the supply voltage, and the internal device temperature on the EWR2 are displayed. In addition, you can display an overview of the current errors in the status window. If all messages shown here are green, there are no errors. If one of these messages is red, an active error has occurred. You will see an error log in the status window. There, you will see the last 10 stored error messages with a description and the time at which they occurred. In the info window, you can see all the important information about the EWR2. You will be shown the firmware status, the part number, the date of the last calibration, and the serial number of the EWR2. You can also see the operating data of the connected EWR2. This includes the power cycle, which shows how often the power supply to the EWR2 was made and disconnected. It also shows how many hours the device was in operation, how many hours were operated with normal voltage, how many hours operated with too little voltage, and how many hours were operated with too much voltage. You can also see how the working time of the EWR2 has split over the operating hours, how many hours the EWR2 has already worked in the flow control, and how many hours it has worked in the pressure control. You can use the service software to do a long-term measurement without having a connection between the service software and the EWR2 at all times. To perform this function, click on Measurement. As a result, a data packet is stored at the present time and present date with the current EWR2 with serial number on the computer showing the total amount of gas measured. If after any period of time you connect the same computer to the EWR2 and then click on Measurement again, you will see how much gas has flowed through the EWR2 from the start of the measurement period. In this window, you can see the gas flow. The upper bar moves according to the height of the gas flow. The gas flow is also displayed as an integer with 1 decimal place. You also have the option of changing the currently set gas flow rate. To perform this task, click on the value. If you click on the home screen, the data will be saved. You also have the option of switching the device to bypass mode via the service software. If you click on the red circle, you will switch the EWR2 to bypass mode or switch it on again. The button on the home screen allows you to select the type of gas used. The first 5 memory locations are already pre-assigned with common welding gas mixtures. Memory locations 6 through 10 you can freely occupy. By default, EWR2 and EWR2 net devices use shielding gas with the 82 to 18 mixture. In settings, you have the option to change the language of the service software. The languages German and English are currently available. After selecting language, the service software restarts. An integrated return on investment calculator is provided under Settings. This helps to calculate the return on investment of the EWR2. In this window, enter how many hours per shift are worked, how many days are worked per year, how much gas is set per minute without EWR2, and enter the price of gas per 10 liters. Then enter how many shifts the plant works with the EWR2 activated, followed by the total investment. If you go to click a button and the button turns gray, you may enter a value there. If you place your mouse on a button and it stays white, you will not be allowed to enter a value. In this case, a value will be calculated for you. Here you can see how much gas is consumed per year without EWR2 and what costs are incurred for protective gas. With this button, you can see how high the gas savings are with EWR2, and you will immediately get a calculation. In this example, you save €3,706.56 per year in protective gas costs. Therefore, the return on investment is 0.45 years, and you can save 1,853,280 liters of shielding gas by using the EWR2. The gas savings in this example is 65%. If you use a shielding gas that has a CO2 content, enter this information here and get an output on how many liters of CO2 you save each year with the EWR2. To disconnect from the EWR2, click on the selected connection again and the connection is lost. To close the service software, click here or on this cross.